Oh boy. Hold on. Forgot to adjust the mic, sorry. Hi, how's it going? It's Friday, which means it's time for more Great Ace Attorney. Starting Case 3 of Great Ace Attorney 1. I'm excited, because I've quite enjoyed the game so far. And apparently, it only gets better from here, according to literally everyone. So, yeah. Just adjust that a little bit more. Okay. Well, I believe it's time. Let's get hopping to it. The Adventure of the Runaway Room.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night.
Ooh.
Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself.
Okay.
However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, "I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together."
Ooh, anime cutscene time. Okay. Oh, look at them.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In
Climb
that case,
aboard.
the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the centre of the world, Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
No! I just got to London, please! Can't ever let that one go.
What an incredible place. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress.
I don't know, you kind of look like you're inside the time loop, Ryunosuke. I'm not gonna lie. I feel as though right now, somebody is going to jump out and hit you with a giant laser, and then those gears are gonna start spinning rapidly in the counterclockwise direction. And then you're gonna wake up in Japan and be like, what was I doing? I feel like I remember being British for some reason.
There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been built in the few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? far cry from the wooden paper most of our buildings are constructed from.
It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. What is this place again?
This is the Lord Chief Justice's office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain.
The Lord Chief Justice.
We had instructions to report here at the time, if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan.
But Cosmo can't.
No. So instead, we're here in a different capacity. As envoys, to report the news of Cosmo-sama's death.
Yes.
And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done.
So, we'd have to return to Japan.
If we want to remain here in Great Britain,
I have to take Cosmo's place as the law student selected for the study tour.
yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer.
Which is what I've been studying for.
Here in Great Britain, it's the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer.
What happened to Cosmo's body, by the way? Oh, you know, they just dumped it over the side of the boat. They were like, well, shame about that. Bloop.
It's the only way we'll be able to remain here in London.
I hope I'm up to scratch. Good morning. Sorry for keeping you. Ew. Oh. Oh. I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. Seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies.
Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do.
How fortunate. So, introductions. I'm Mail Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. What a name! Mail Strongheart. Ugh, I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot.
Come on, Mr. Naruhodo, don't be a mouse. It's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan.
Say hello with the... Is that Pesos? Oh god, Gant's turned British. Yeah, actually he does look kind of similar to Gant, doesn't he? Well, Mr. Naruhodo? Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire.
Yes, thank you.
So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London?
Oh, help. I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo?
I like how his Japanese name, Heart Vortex, is just as cool as the English one. Heart Vortex! That's fucking crazy. I kind of wish they had kept it that. I'm not gonna lie. That's a fucking awesome name. Oh?
We had a wonderful view of some London street from the carriage on the way here to the station. Streets, sorry. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say I'm almost lost for words.
I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water and gas, cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astonished.
Oh yes, astounded is the word.
Thanks for saving me there, Susato-san.
And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor.
Yes. There's much excitement about the upcoming Great Exhibition we'll be hosting here in London.
Great exhibition?
Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It'll be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history. It will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop.
Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be.
Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. If you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire. Well. Anyway. Perhaps it's fate that in these progressive times we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun.
Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you?
Absolutely. Mr. Kazma Asogi, my memory serves.
That's right.
The British government's already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores.
It's amazing. News reached him before we even arrived.
My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours.
Oh, thank you.
And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news?
Yes. We're here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person.
They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it's with some regret I must inform you. The death of the young lawyer means this study tour arrangement can no longer proceed.
Captain Salty with the 2. I see we're meeting a real patriot here. What a guy.
The Patriots?!
Sorry, I just... I know that patriot is a real word. It is a real casual word. But I just think of Metal Gear Solid every time I hear it.
If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart.
What do you have to say, madam?
It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal.
What do you know? Well, Mr. Naruhodo? This is it, then. Moment of truth. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead? You must understand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done.
Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean.
Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country, and that was Mr. Asogi. At least, that's what I've been led to understand.
Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. Just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. Mr. Naruhodo.
I could ruin things here if I'm not careful.
What am I going to say? If there's someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's,
Hold on. I want to save real quick. Because I need to know what he'll say if I say there's no one.
It's only been 40 days since Cosma died. Yes, I've studied as hard as I possibly could. Can I really stand before this terrifying man and claim that I can do the job? Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. Of course only one lawyer. But I'm not sure if I can stand before this terrifying woman and claim that I can't. I'll end up upside down on the floor if I do that. I'm scared of a Susato takedown, obviously. Still, perhaps I should change my answer.
Okay. So they do just bring it over to that anyway. I was kind of hoping he would just, make a fool of himself, and then I would get a unique bad ending for the game. But oh well.
It's me! I can do it!
Is that so?
I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but...
No qualifications, you say? And yet you still claim to be a lawyer?
I've acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happened. and I had Cosmo to help me, and I was the accused, but glossing over the details, I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learnt all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Buria. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education.
Captain Salty with the two.
The Patriots! Dead cell! Lolly lule lo!
Otacon, can you tell me about this male Strongheart?
Well, he's a very impressive, figure in British law, Snake. He looks like Damon Gant, except he's not.
Damon Gant. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training.
I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Cosmo, Mr. Isogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself. I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Sorry. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please.
31 seconds.
Sorry?
Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. Perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer.
Oh, thanks.
So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. But let me ask you one thing first, sir.
Yes?
You say you intend to do everything Mr. Isogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path?
Well, yes, that's my intention.
I see.
Am I imagining things? Did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden?
Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. The test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you.
Really? So, what form will the test take exactly?
Tell me, Mr. Noriodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be?
Well, defending people, of course.
Well said. So, let's have you defend someone.
Huh?
Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate's been appointed for the defense as of yet, so this will be welcome news.
Today? Straight away?
If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test.
I feel like the person being put on trial might have some protests to this. They're like, well, you know, we've been looking around for a lawyer for you, and we've decided to appoint you a guy who is technically not even a lawyer, that is coming from a different country, that has studied law for the past 50 days. If I were that guy, I'd just be like, what the fuck, huh?
It could be simpler.
How do I get myself into these situations? Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart?
Yes, good question. I remember. It's a murder trial.
A murder?
What other kind of trials are there in these games? I mean, what? An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose.
That's easy to say.
But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment.
Capital punishment? He'll be put to death?
Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably you read that much in your short sea-based introduction to British law?
We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life.
I'm the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable. But
But you can't do that, can you?
there's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose.
So the defendant may live or die, depending on how well I perform in court? If I lose, you'll be hanged.
Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I'd like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen.
He's testing my resolve.
What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry. The time's pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be?
What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? All right then. If I have to give you a decision now, my answer is... I can't do it! I can't get the words out!
15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. I was too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it?
Sorry?
You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go ahead and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over.
Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry, Mr. Sato. What could I do? It's all right. I understand. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has had absolutely nothing to do with it.
What are you trying to say, madam?
I think what Mr. Sato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable. And I feel exactly the same way.
Huh. Okay. The reason I chose yes is just because I figured the game was hyping me up to be like, no, you gotta do it. You gotta fucking pull up your bootstraps and do it no matter what. But I'm actually kind of surprised and pleasantly surprised that that is the attitude that they're taking with this one. Now, I mean, I'm sure he's gonna end up doing it anyway, but still, nice touch of characterization.
I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test. It's some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day. For each one of those clients, a particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice.
Wait, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, was there something else?
It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time.
But I just said that...
I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him.
What?
At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down.
But that's awful!
But that is the truth.
Why does it have to be like this?
Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that's you. If really his only hope? So, what do you say now, madam?
Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. And I agree. But in my estimation, it's purely and simply a matter of resolve.
Oh,
Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves.
he's gone.
The Old Bailey.
If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once.
Well, let's go then.
Oh, thank goodness. We're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins.
I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose.
Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard?
Captain Salty with the 2.
Solid morality, unfortunately. Listen, I mean, you know, I was testing you to see what you would say, but he really does need a lawyer. Like, fuck does he need a lawyer?
Boggle with the 5. Among the best third cases in the series for me. Best prosecutor, interesting defendant. The trials here have a great gimmick. It's just absolute peak. I'm looking forward to seeing how it pans out then.
Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favourite lines from the Herlock Sholmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly.
I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege.
Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started.
Yes, I suppose there's that.
Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all.
So, this is the Old Bailey. There's room for defendants to wait in, isn't it?
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. Oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever's about to be sentenced. Feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed.
Yes. Whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment.
Oh boy. Oh, I see. I saw somebody mention something about an accent. Oh man. Oh god. I've literally never practiced an Irish accent. I'm gonna be so real with you guys. Literally never. So yeah. That being said, Nah, I don't know. I feel like getting it horrendously wrong would be worse than not going for it at all. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Just saying the text is written without going too hard should get it across fine. Don't need to get cartoonish. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. I didn't want to do cartoonish, because I don't know. I find that, Baconing with the 2, the wording will pick up the slack. Yeah, that's fair enough. I think that's, yeah. Probably so. Okay, well, don't bag on me too hard. Although I haven't seen what the guy looks like yet, so I'm not sure about the tone of voice yet, but we'll see in a second.
Top of the morning to you, madam. Sir.
Oh, okay, he's a lot older than I anticipated.
What are you doing following me here? Things are fair desperate, are they? Sorry? Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the east, are yous? We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan is it? Right, say no more. So, how much do you need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange, faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet. No. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now.
1,000 guineas? Please, Mr. Sato, you don't have to shout. But 1,000 guineas is... Is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. What?
'Tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient wealth. Oh, sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I have enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over.
Would that much rain even fall in one day?
Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money.
Flicks it into your face. Oh, 3DS. Ah! That hit me in the eye.
Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it you no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, it is a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see. It's for me good self here. I'll be in the dock. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, your trial's going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So, it was true. The Chief Justice wasn't just making it all up.
I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial?
Blustering blazes! Do you not know who I am? Me, one of London's biggest names. No, sorry. We've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Oh, just next to Hyde Park, there in the centre of London, is another beautiful park.
Wait, Hyde Park? Hyde? Jekyll? Oh, boy.
Sorry? A park? What? It is called McGilded Park. Blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did.
An entire park? In central London?
City of Smiles. That's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its queer old people.
Magnus McGilded. Holy shit. Oh, that's a real place. Well, okay, well. Why did they name it after Jekyll? I'm just kidding. I don't know. What, do I look like somebody who cares about the UK? That's interesting, though, that he's claiming to have donated it then. Because I'm wondering if it's like... Is he just... Like, did he really? And that's just the in-universe explanation? Or is it just, he's like, oh yeah, I'm like the richest guy on Earth, has $5. I guess we'll see. I'm sure British people would be offended if they were awake right now. No, it's okay. It's okay, my ex is British. I'll get permission from her to say that. I genuinely, I make fun of the British all the time, and it's always a very funny thing to do whenever we're having a conversation. Well, thankfully she's not living there anymore, though. As a British person, I will find you. Yeah, good luck! Cross the sea first! I'm also awake, you're allowed. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate it. Anyway.
amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. Ah, but now they've the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What is the matter with the London police, I ask you? All right, don't pass out. Mr. Naruhodo, perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves, while the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea.
As a British person, I give you full permission to shit on us as much as you want. I mean, the inverse is also true. Please shit on Americans as much as you want to. We deserve it. This is a two-way game.
Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best. What was I after saying, you daft idiot? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Oh. You think I see what's going on here? Sorry? I know what you're thinking. This chancer of a fella claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Because he did it! That's the only explanation. Well? Well...
No, I wouldn't say that.
Not at all. Although it is a little strange, to be honest. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean. That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry? Did he just say Reaper? Aye, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Baroque von Zeeks. He's the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper? Van Zeek stands for the prosecution. They call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned.
What? Ah, an undefeatable prosecutor, I see. A prosecutor who's never lost a case.
So, it's reached the desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand a defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness. Baroque von Zeeks. Must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed. Cursed? What's on earth? The defendant is summoned on his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial's about to begin. His counsel? That would be me. Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here. I'd made up me mind, so I had. Sorry? I decided I'd have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? Then you made an appearance. Student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. I literally know nothing about the case, or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Mr. Naruhodo. Manas now will have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Cosmo would never have allowed to happen. Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you'll lose your right to stand. I'll be right there. It's happening now. first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, Cosmo. Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this.
Meanwhile, in the afterlife, like, you know, Ryunosuke here's something from the sky that's like,
You've got this, partner, but, wow. Wait. Von Zeeks? Really? Oh, you're totally fucked. Sorry, can't help you there. What? Cosmo? So, this is the highest court in Great Britain. The Old Bailey. Centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court in Japan. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, what? Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it.
oh my god, look at this fucking Dracula-looking motherfucker. Zeeks, I mean, not the judge, who just looks like Santa Claus.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared.
That must be the Reaper of the Bailey.
Furious WC with the 2. Van Zeek's my favorite Castlevania character. Literally! Literally!
He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld.
Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English?
Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready. I couldn't be further from ready if I tried.
Those eyes please me. Keep on ease. They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. Quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb.
A cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tips of my toes.
Now, Mr. McGilded,
Yes, my lord.
you stand accused of murder, capital offense. Be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner?
Jesus, lay it on thick, why don't you?
As I've always said, my lord, it's a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fella's a student from some little island off in the Far East. Is it not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance? I'd like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Mr. McGilded, what a fine gentleman London has him. Did you hear that he's donated £5,000 to the government the other day? Mother, please, may we go and play in McGilded Park? May I get a lolly?
Oh god.
Seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded. It's definitely welcome news. He certainly has a way with words. Surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him.
Who let a sailor suit clad toddler in here? That's the exact image I get in my mind every time you see the like, mommy. it's just like, I can't picture it any other way.
Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? Yes, my lord. The task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong. I'm more than ready.
At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree.
Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me.
I feel a chill.
Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson.
Baconing 5 at the 2. 8 more voices and you haven't met the witnesses. Hey, I tried my best.
Mr. Naruhodo, these people are...
Jury, yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet.
That's right. I've only ever read about it. Here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view.
But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict?
That I don't know, but... I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses.
Yes.
Prosecutor Van Zieks.
My lord.
It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounced your fame.
I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity.
So, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware?
I leave that to your imagination, my lord.
So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback? Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo.
As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. The summary of the case, if you please.
Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity.
Must be the only ones in here who aren't aware.
The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks, known in the community as thrice-fired mason.
Sorry? Thrice?
He was a very accomplished craftsman. Bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible.
Eesh.
The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus and service on the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here's the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard.
Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence.
And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well.
And these are... Lord! Is there blood, counsel?
The baconing. A thrice fired that mason? Oh, Jesus Christ. You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice?
Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. His gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested.
What? Mr. McGilded's gloves had blood on them?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yes, I'll accept these as evidence as well.
How did I get into this? I'm backed into a corner before I've even started.
Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers travelling inside his vehicle at the time.
Only 2?
Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded. Well, rather damning circumstances to say the least. Defendant, what say you?
Well, of course, I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGilded! Be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening, but whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it.
Are you claiming to have been asleep?
It is the motion of the carriage, my lord. Wilton, so it is. And when I opened my eyes again, it was a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before in me life. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. So the blood got into the gloves then after the man had been killed.
Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning.
What? That's not all of it?
There were multiple witnesses. The precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed.
Order! Order! Order!
The killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused.
Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we'll hear testimony from these witnesses first of all.
Your wish is my command.
Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once.
Oh, God. Oh, man, we have so many witnesses, too! Shit! So many voices I just have to come up with on the fly. Alright.
Witnesses, your names and occupations.
My name is... well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an omnibus in the East End.
Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city.
My name's First. Lady First. I make hats for gents.
Lady first, for fuck's sake.
Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus, and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Quite right.
Captain Salty with the 2. Is it too late to forfeit? I think we're cooked. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yes, sir. That's right, sir.
Very well then, let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw.
Baconing 5 with the 2. Favorite Glorbo, Beppo the chillest Italian man. And Peter Wright with the 5. Beppo of Bucadee fame? Frankly, I'm gonna be real with you guys. When I hear the name Beppo, the first thing I think about is the fucking... the fucking bear from One Piece.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well.
I meant chilliest, darn. Well, and chilliest, whatever.
The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then, out of the blue,
The accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed, I did. I couldn't help it.
As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too.
Unambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes.
I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Yes, Counsel?
Well, this testimony...
makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage. Oh, quite. I dread that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. You're really so ignorant about our omnibuses. Tell me, my Nepalese friend, have you even travelled in an omnibus? Well, no. We only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime, that is. What do you mean? The actual scene? How? The carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much. Yes. The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building. Here? What? The entire carriage? Bailiff, bring forth the stricken omnibus. So, that's an omnibus. The omnibus. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. Four passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Every Londoner knows the best views of the city architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to all foreign guests that there is a skylight in the roof allowing a view of the interior from the seats above. Ah, a skylight. Oh! The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place. That's how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight. Makes perfect sense. Well, Consul, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom. There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I'd like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish. Very well. I see no reason why not. This omnibus here is formally accepted as evidence.
8-seater omnibus that was the scene of the crime. There are passengers both inside the carriage and on the roof deck. Okay. I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence? I wonder if we can look at it 3D-wise. Though before I do that, I'll look at some of the other stuff as well. Like the autopsy. Okay, so thrice-fired mason, age 54, occupation brickmaker, time and cause of death, 15th February, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m., stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife, whilst journeying in an omnibus, died due to internal hemorrhaging resulting from the trauma. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Crime scene photograph is also fairly straightforward as well. Although, that's interesting. It looks as though he's missing a button for some reason. So, that's probably going to come into play at some point. Leather gloves. Aha. We can look at these 3D-wise. This is definitely blood, isn't it? The most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London. Well, nothing will come of grumbling now. No. By the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed? Yes, I believe so. He was toying with a coin in his right hand a little earlier. Pity.
If only he'd been left-handed. I think blood on either glove would have been fairly incriminating, really.
Yeah, that's true. If the glove doesn't fit. You know, I was gonna try not to make that reference, but I guess somebody wound up doing it anyway. Okay. So... yeah.
So, this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here.
So, people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them? They have to pay money to do so?
Can't imagine how cold it must feel.
That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment?
Perhaps that's the real price you pay to stay out late.
Okay. So, oh, let's see. Okay, that's the same dialogue, but... just... do we get anything for the actual bench text? Nah. I was just curious. Okay, well, let's investigate the side here.
Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we?
Scene of a murder. It's horrible.
Damn, this is very intricately done. I'm actually quite surprised that we get to do this level of examining. It's kind of cool.
It's a poster for the Great Exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the central piece of the whole exposition.
Ooh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event.
If I'm not wrong, you can see the name Phoenix Wright on the back of the omnibus. I'll have to look for it.
The seat looks reasonably soft, but it's actually rather hard when you sit on it. And only just wide enough for two gentlemen to sit side by side, really.
Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It'd be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she'd have to be seated in here.
Someone in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they?
We get the handle?
Yeah. The seat has a handle, it seems.
Aha! Storage. Okay.
This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running.
Feeding tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools. So, it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems.
There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure.
Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway.
Okay. Get to the handle in a second, just in case it ejects us for looking at it.
That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victim is obviously...
Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck.
Would you really stab someone in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder?
Well, it was after dark, and there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight.
Whichever way you look at it. It doesn't seem like it was a planned attack.
It's supposed to be the Great Exhibition. Oh yeah, that's the same thing, okay. Okay, anything else to look at in here before... well, we can look at this.
It's quite a large skylight, isn't it?
Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck.
And there doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description.
So I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin at least. Okay. Okay.
Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then.
Yep, it does eject you. Let's see. Phoenix Wright Omnibus! That's literally true. Huh. That's cute. But you can't examine it, I bet. Can't find anything out of place.
Why did they never explain in Ace Attorney lore why the omnibus time traveled and knew who Ryunosuke's descendant was? Why did Shutakami never explain that? It's called that even in the Japanese version. Oh, that's fun. That's really fun. That's actually really cute. Can't believe Nick was named after a crime scene. yeah, Ryunosuke passed this story down about this case. He was like, God damn, this was a crazy one. And like all of his relatives know about it. And then when it came time to name Phoenix, whoever Phoenix's parents were like, you know what'd be really funny? Oh, God. God. That's so fucking funny. Jesus. Okay.
Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary.
I could help myself a lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here.
Let us continue with proceedings, then. Your cross-examination, counsel.
Pray, don't expect the Sneepanese Stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights.
God damn. Yeah, breaking out the racism big time, buddy. Ryunosuke like, okay, stay calm. Don't try to rip his face off. It's fine.
Alright. My first cross-examination in a British court. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus.
Ooh, that's a fun graphic for that. Don't get ahead of yourself just yet. It gets worse. Yeah, I guessed it probably would. All right.
It's the last bus of the evening, so I think customers are in it.
Well, let's just press on everything here.
Hold it!
Yes, I think it was some time after 10, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, sir. That's right, sir. Yes. Ever so cold was it, sir? Freezing, in fact.
Okay. Nothing unusual going on there.
And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct?
Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course, though, no.
And there were no other passengers when the incident took place? No one alighted, for example?
You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that, no, none.
Van Zeeks is actually way worse in the original. It was toned down for the port. Interesting. I mean, like, I get, obviously, like, the intention of his character is that he's supposed to be that way. Like, he's supposed to be a bastard. But I can understand why you would think to still kind of do that anyway, I guess, because it can be pretty harrowing. But used to refer to skin color and use the word so. Oh, okay. Yeah, yep. That would definitely, yeah. That, I mean, granted, period accurate, but yeesh. Yeah, I understand. That might be a bit of a bridge too far, even when you're depicting that sort of thing in like in a negative light. Whew. Whew. Anyway.
So, nobody fled the scene of the crime then?
I have to say, the boss insists on running, he does. On its running, he does. Every evening, the last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say.
What do you mean by that?
Well, what with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spend that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again.
The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus.
As far as I know, he wasn't worse than the original Japanese. He was worse in the fan translation, which inserted slurs where there weren't any. Eesh. Yeah, that's not fun. That's definitely not fun. Oh, right. I should press on that. I forgot to. Sorry. Got so caught up in the conversation.
Hold it!
And you saw them through the skylights in the roof of the carriage?
That's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window is right there at your feet. There was a lamp on the inside, so I had a pretty good view. The two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded.
How can you be so sure?
Well, how can I put it politely? Mr. McGilded is a gentleman of rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There's no room for doubt here.
I really wish there was.
Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
Hold it!
Okay.
You actually saw the exact moment it happened?
I already testified to that. Or are fair dinkum hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days?
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I don't trust any bankers. Regardless. This is no good. I've really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail. That's... My lord!
Juror number 3, what's the meaning of this?
My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other they shouldn't be. Every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me. Yeesh. There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway.
Listen, you guys, maybe we should have less bastes in the chat. Less bastes in the chat, please. Sure, he insulted the rich. He was literally racist, like, immediately after. Can we show some caution here? Jesus.
That is precisely what I was about to say. As for the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors.
What is happening here?
Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdict.
With fire?
Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago.
That is very extra.
So, if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean...
Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Now I'm even more worried than I was before.
Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
This is a nightmare. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it.
Hold it!
He stabbed him, you say? And you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you? Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seat. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I'd been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. But then,
then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out from his belly. That huge, great knife.
Grim sight indeed.
That didn't help me at all. The jury looked like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before. That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
Mr. First,
Yes, sir.
is this the knife you saw?
Oh, good grief, yes, that's it. The very one, sir. Is that?
Yes, counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart.
That's a blade of considerable size, counsel.
It is. And furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar.
Please, no.
M, for Magnus, perhaps, or McGilded, possibly. Take your pick.
Actually, it's W for Wumbo. You're wrong.
It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
Objection!
But there are M's everywhere. Yes, like in Mason.
Objection!
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused.
Your Honor, my name was actually Wagnus Wickgild.
Willy Wonka. Walter White. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, counsel.
Largish knife that was found lodged into the victim's abdomen. Its quality and fancy ornamentation suggest it must be quite valuable. Okay. Hold on. Belay that. I'm gonna look at the knife real quick before I get to you.
That part is the sheath, isn't it? Are you alright, Mr. Narrowheader?
Oh, sorry, yes. I just don't really like blades.
Oh. Those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist.
That's not a blade. That's Cosmo's soul. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like.
Yep. Oh, and that's the M.
An ornate letter M. Undeniably Mr. Magnus McGilded's initial.
And it's beautifully gilded, too. Must be very valuable, I should think.
Ah. What is it? Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W.
This could change everything.
Wait a minute, he's doing the exact same thing that I was...
W?
Yes, this is one of those, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it.
I'm afraid I don't know at all. What I am sure of is that this is an M.
Oh. Well, that idea was quickly quashed. Quashed. That looks like a lot of blood.
It surely is blood. The victim's.
Ugh. An Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood.
Did you think it wouldn't?
Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain.
What? Did you think they were full of, like, purple blood? Don't you know? Depending on how much fruit you eat, your blood turns all different kinds of colors. This is true. I was told this by a very reliable source. And what is your reliable source? The internet. We bleed tea. Jeez.
Sorry, it's just that we've only arrived here in Great Britain. Finding it a little hard to adjust.
Yes, I do understand.
What the fuck is the internet, nerd? Now, I'm just thinking about that bit in Everyman Hybrid, which I don't even know if anybody watching this right now will understand this reference, but that bit in Everyman Hybrid where it's like, what do humans look to throughout the years? What have humans looked to for guidance? Maps and shit. Okay, before maps, the internet. Don't be a cunt. Like, all-timer line. Really, really good line. I think that's pretty much everything, though.
My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Juror number 2. Go on.
Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However, those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Wait, what are you about to do?
Dispose of the rubbish!
God damn. No!
I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime.
Are you finally about to speak? Oh, you are.
I've painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion.
Ah, damn.
Not again. That's 4 out of 6 jury members who've proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left.
We are on the fucking ropes.
We've had it.
Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse.
Nevertheless, we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark.
I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly.
We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back.
But... Alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again.
As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too.
Hold it!
What exactly did you see?
Oh, well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor he was.
And by the passenger, obviously, you're referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
And the other passenger had that knife in his hand, like this.
By the other passenger, obviously, you're referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded.
And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly.
What?
My lord, I wish to speak. Yes, juror number 5, do I take it that you too? As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I say to myself. But I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say.
No, please, just keep an open mind a little longer.
Gee up now, Silverblaze. The finish is in sight. Your Honor, I decided that I wouldn't prejudge based on incomplete information, but unfortunately I have to piss really bad. So I gotta go now. Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says.
Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir. This is too unkind, sir.
Ario Ants with the 5. Oh shit, I missed the start. Can't wait to see Racism, the prosecutor. What? What? Like, it's like his name is a Sonic character.
Which now means the 5 jurors agree to condemn this man.
Eek. Come
Come on! Come on, ma'am! Please, please!
Madam Juror number 6.
Yes, dear. What can I do for you?
You've heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand.
Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my herring, you know.
Then, pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leaning?
Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called. The gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right, a man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely.
Mother, may we go to McGilded Public Library later and borrow some more books?
How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know what kind of man Magnus McGilded really is?
What kind of man is he?
The philanthropist, Magnus McGilded, has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is...
Oh, I'm not gonna say that word. I'm not gonna say that word. I'm not gonna say that. Anyway.
And one with the very darkest of souls.
Dark Souls.
What? Stone the Crows?
The Gilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He's a vulture that preys on the weak.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
To everybody asking, it is a slur. That is a slur. We don't need to get into the context of the slur. If you want to search it up for yourself on the side, please feel free to. But I don't believe we should get into it in the chat. I don't think we need to dissect the slur. We can just leave it at that. Yeah, people have pretty much said all there needs to be said about it. Anyway.
Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So, has this thought not crossed your mind? That a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service?
You're not saying that...
The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to save his name. Next to nothing to his name, save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But, let it also be known, the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debt.
Good gracious!
The brickmaker was destitute. He'd lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debt. And in the end, his pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded.
Don't believe it.
Hold it!
If I might add something briefly.
Mr. Sutter?
You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where is the evidence to support your claim?
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law.
There it is. Lord Van Zeek's hallowed chalice.
Can this be considered acceptable? But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself.
Oh boy. Alright. Oh boy.
As judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job.
What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You'll find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh.
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time.
A marvelous toast, Counsel. I'll gladly accept this new evidence.
Catalog of people who had borrowed money from the defendant at a high rate of interest. It includes the victim who owed 20 guineas. Let's look at that in a bit more detail as well.
This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry.
Oh dear. Do you really think we ought to look inside?
Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder.
I assure you we will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside.
I was about to say, they find Sholmes like, I'm in debt! I'm in a lot of debt!
Well, let's see what we find.
Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it?
Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off.
Goodness!
What is it?
Look at this. Do you see the name here?
Bruce Fairplay. Should that mean something to me? If it does sound strangely familiar, actually.
Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment.
Oh yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? He borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching.
It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course, but this could be very useful information.
Uh-huh. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Ah, yes. 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum. And the accused made quite certain he had an ample recompense.
Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes.
Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused.
It's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel!
Uh-oh.
Still,
Wait!
maybe it's all for the best.
No! Wait, please! Wait a minute!
I don't stand for nonsense.
Oh, fuck! No! I think that's bad. I think that's bad for us.
That was it. The last juror's decision.
Susato, what do you got? Susato, save me, please!
According to this Encyclopedia of British Law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence.
Okay, thanks for nothing, Susato.
That's what it says here.
Final verdict. It's over then.
Oh,
Wait.
there's a footnote, though.
A footnote?
However, the defense...
All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case.
Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision.
According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections.
Susato, just tell me one thing.
Oh, yes?
You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense... what did it say next?
Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point.
A summation examination?
Objection!
The summation examination. From which century is that tome you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I'd say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten and certainly no longer practiced. So you're out of luck.
Oh.
What even is it, Mrs. Susato? This so-called summation examination?
Oh, one moment and I'll read about it.
You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails.
Actually, I'm curious. Somebody just made a joke about you were around when it was first written. Does he have a profile? Yes, so, because I actually was kind of curious about seeing the new cast's profiles. So male is 52. Damn, he's looking good for 52, honestly. McGilded is 48. Zeke's is only 32, really. That's actually kind of surprising to me. I thought he would have been older. He's only fucking 2 years older than me? Well, here, anyway. But yeah, that's crazy. The victim is 54. That seems about right. Beppo 62. Fair play is 34. I guess the facial hair does a lot for him. And then first is 21. That seems about right. Anyway, I was just curious. Don't worry, Marcy. He's like 1,000 these days. Yeah, true.
Typical Nipponese.
All right, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we'd be able to appeal to the members of the jury.
To do what, exactly?
Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that, if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse their decisions.
Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really. So it rather fell out of use.
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age.
Well, good thing I don't respect myself.
Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
What are you suggesting?
What are you saying?
I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
A summation examination. Our last possible option. We assert our right to carry it out, or admit defeat.
I don't feel like it. I kind of have to piss anyway. No, let's do it.
The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. You have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
But it's our right. But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial.
The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination.
This is madness.
Forceman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? I'm not, There was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so... All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they've reached their decision. On what grounds? You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You're putting me on the spot. I threw my fire in there and said, I think this guy deserves to fucking die. And then it's like, okay, why do you think that? I don't know. Like, what do you mean?
This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before.
I don't really hold with all this justifying lark.
That seems to have thrown the jurors off.
It seems none of them have experienced this before.
Alright then. Summation examination. Defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years. Is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for. To turn this trial around.
So be it then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime.
I was just fucking around, Your Honor. I was hungry, Your Honor.
There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to be him.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence.
He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen.
I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far, and drawn the logical conclusion.
You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years.
Scoundrel! Stabbing that poor man on the floor! It beggars belief!
On the floor? What the hell is she talking about?
I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now.
Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they?
Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them. Use some very persuasive language.
Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says.
But then...
They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like an excuse. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
Then what on earth am I supposed to do?
Oh dear. I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right. I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work, then?
Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your argument.
What do you mean?
Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they're complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, you mean?
Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says. See if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, we then contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other.
I see. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Oh, yes, I suppose you're right.
Find contradictions in their statements. Pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off.
Can we start proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Yes, my lord.
It was fun. I really like the way this game plays with mechanics. A lot. No one else inside the carriage at the time, so it had to have been him. I trust the driver. He has excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. Simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion. You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years. How many passengers were there again? It was the victim, the defendant, then... yeah, 4. So, 4 pence is 4 times 4. So 8, 12. That makes 16, yeah. With fares totaling 20 pence. That seems interesting. I'll press on that real quick.
But does his ability to recall his takings that night really tell us how trustworthy the man is?
I manage all his lordship's cash affairs, so I'm very particular when it comes to accounts.
I see.
A single penny can mean the difference between life and death, after all, can't it?
That's a saying in your country?
My point is, a man who minds his figures is a man you can trust. Those of us in service would swear to that, sir.
Does that bench really need any more polishing?
So if the good driver says that he saw Mr. McGilded in the act, I don't doubt him. The only task left to do today is disposing of the rubbish.
Now wait a minute. One of the other jurors mentioned something about money, I think.
Yes!
Now would be a very good time to listen carefully to the jurors' statements again, Mr. Narrowhead. You notice an inconsistency in what 2 different jurors are saying.
We should expose it by pitting them against each other. Yes. See if I can do just that.
Alright. Okay. So... that... against... that.
Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other. They do. Explain yourself, Constable.
Me? Oh dear, what have I said?
I swear on Silver Blaze's mane and name I haven't the first idea what you're talking about.
According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers in the omnibus on the night in question. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me. And juror number 5 also told us the following. Fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
That it is. A fair and convenient single price. That's the way London's carriages should be operated.
But that does not add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man? Why?
4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication...
it would be 16 pence.
Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact, or precisely 1 person's fare.
1 person's fare?
Yes. In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about.
Good gracious! This can't be right.
That was a pretty easy one, but it was just subtle enough. Actually, yeah, I really liked that one. That was good.
The coachman of the guild are good, honest men, one and all. Trustworthiness is our watchword.
The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy.
I beg your pardon?
Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus.
Oh yeah, I mean, I anticipated, yes. I'm not stupid. I would assume that they would get harder from the first one on, but I just, I think for a first one, it's a nice, like, difficulty balance, I guess. It's not like you know, the most glaringly obvious thing ever, but it's, you know, it's enough.
All right, then how do I make it so that this miserable trial doesn't end,
Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the set of the scales.
Now hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you have to go and... Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo.
And there we go.
This is all very irritating.
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same.
For the love of Mike, not you as well!
A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
Oh, really?
I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. You did it! If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue.
2 more. Actually, there is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions.
That's where you must strike next.
So I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertions.
Exactly. You can do it!
Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavily on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination.
Okay, I think I know what this one is gonna be, because I already, like, from the beginning, was, bothered by this. Stabbing that poor man on the floor. That is a weird thing to say.
Hold it!
I really think you should stop waving that needle around.
You heard what the good coachman said before, didn't you? That hideous man stabbed the poor fellow, just like this!
Yes, that is what he said. You're right.
The Gilded Park is such a lovely little place, too. I've always enjoyed resting my legs there while I get on with my knitting. And I had thought that anyone who donated such a delightful place must be a fine fellow indeed. I suppose I was wrong. Whoever would have thought he was a miserable, murdering moneylender with not a scrap of remorse?
Oh, help. Jesus, sure as sure can be that he's guilty now.
The old lady certainly seems to know her mind, doesn't she?
So, just need to find 2 jurors with contradictory statements and pit them against each other.
Yeah, the fact that, like, that statement in particular, like, when you press it, there's really not much, like, actually being talked about with the statement in question in terms of its actual substance, just proves to me that, yeah, that it's like, yeah, should go ahead and look into that one. So much easier than done. That's what you were just thinking. How did you know? Oh, I took the liberty of doing some research. Wow, this is taking longer than I thought it would to loop back around.
I took the liberty of doing some research, in case you happen to find yourself in such a situation. Shall I read you what I found out? It is a little long, I'm afraid.
Oh. Huh? No, you don't need to do that.
I have to rely on advice right from the start. How will I get on later?
No, I need to work this out for myself now.
Is that perhaps what you were just thinking?
How did you know?
Well, that sort of attitude is most admirable, Mr. Naruhodo.
I know what I have to do. Let's listen to those assertions one more time.
Okay. No one in the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Okay, that's really obvious. Let's give that a shot.
Objection!
Those 2 statements are completely contradictory.
What? Explain, counsel. Post haste.
Oh, dearie me. I was only knitting a jumper for my other half.
What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you?
I think you should know if you're in a court.
I've heard from more than one witness. They allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see that? Is he here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Want to test me, do you? It was like this! Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. Just like the prim banker said.
I think, by the way, it would be really funny if he just accidentally stabbed the other person next to him. He's like, oh, fine, you want me to show you how the stabbing went? Okay, here, it went like this. Oh, shit, oh, sorry, oh, God, oh, no.
Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true. Now then, juror number 6.
Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he had collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so.
Now don't move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. Well, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions.
What?
Bless my stitches! What a muddle!
What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth.
For demonstration purposes, juror 3 stabs juror 4. The juror 6 stabs juror 5. And then they don't stop until all of the jurors have accidentally murdered each other within the span of 30 seconds.
Oh, but why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet, but what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen, in all good conscience?
Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies. The scales.
I don't believe it.
Wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us all.
If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all?
Cardi and Joker with the 2. Clearly he was stabbed twice. Oh, yes, of course. We better demonstrate it, like this.
Answer me this, Dark Jinx.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Huh? Me?
What exactly is the problem? What of it if 2 witnesses have slightly different recollections of events?
What of it?
Let's say
I'm not going to say that.
did stab the victim as he sat next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then the...
Oh my god. You're saying it multiple times, dude! Please!
Stabbed him again. And this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, hmm? Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you.
Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you.
They're ready to kill each other now. But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the 2 witnesses see 2 different moments of the same crime?
I'm like, I was trying to think about like the angle, but I don't know if there's any way that I can think of like the angle being that way that you would like, I don't know. Yeah, can we use the foreman for the demonstration? I'm gonna say it's out of the question. I'm not like 100% sure on it though.
It's true. There's an outside chance of almost anything you care to mention.
Exactly the point I've been trying to make.
Before you go any further, Mr. Naruhodo,
Oh, what is it, Monsieur Sato?
I think you should have a look through what the court record. You see, this evidence makes it quite clear. There isn't even an outside chance of what the juror is saying.
Oh, misclick. Yeah, I for some reason I was associating the different answer with the different thing I clicked, I guess. Whatever.
How did I miss that? Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman.
What is it? Oh, Jinx. Come on, out with it!
What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go.
What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So, where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. You say that's out of the question, show me some proof.
Looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is present with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish.
What?
Okay, hold on. Okay. Interesting. I don't know, though. I'm not, like, 100% certain. I mean, I feel like that probably has to be it in some way, because there's not actually, like, a whole lot to work with, necessarily. But, yeah. I don't know.
I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by...
Okay, let's save here. Okay. On the question, the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by... As proven by my armband, yes. Oh, well, yeah. I was overthinking it. It's literally just because he was stabbed once.
Take that!
This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once.
Eh? Only once?
It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen two different times. All right. I can see defeat.
I mean, in my defense, this is the third case of the game. Usually, I would anticipate a little bit more of a complicated question at this point than just look at the autopsy report, says something different. But either way, at least it didn't take me that long. Don't bully me.
Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won!
What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir.
No one deceives me.
But we had a consensus! I said shut your trap! I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head.
Please tell me he's a barber.
Well, in a quite remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 2 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue.
He's still licking it! Why is he still doing it?
I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places.
You know what that made me think of? It made me think of that bit from Assassination Classroom where it's like, you know, the like, oh, you know, my perfect bowl of ramen. It has noodles. It has beef. It has and a gun! Like the guy sticking the gun into his ramen and then like slurping on it. Oh, Jesus.
And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth.
That's what that's from? Yes, that is what that's from.
So, Lord Van Zieks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please.
That is all I've seen of Assassination Classroom, that one moment. Oh, you should please check it out. There are like a couple of jokes here and there in Assassination Classroom that haven't aged the best, but honestly, for the most part, for what it is, I actually think it's aged pretty decently. And I really love it. Like, it's one of my favorite Shonen Jump titles from the past couple of decades. It's genuinely really, really good. Highly recommend Assassination Classroom. Definitely check it out. Despite the title, despite what the title would lead you to believe, it is actually quite a heartwarming series. Really, really good. Anyway, Guardian Joker with the 2. Man's actually a butcher and is constantly tasting. yeah, when I get salmonella and die from my knife.
Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Lord Van Zieks, is it cold in here, or is it just me?
As your antiquated tale no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. So I honored a deathly silence and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There's nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No, and why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle.
Bring forth the witnesses, once more.
Witnesses, I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure.
Yes, sir. That I did, sir.
Of course I heard it.
Oh, yes, sir. I heard it.
You, sir, on the end, the coachman. I believe it's Beppo.
Yes, sir, my lord, sir.
If it transpires that in your previous testimony you were attempting to veil the presence of a 5th passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You're advised to bear that in mind, sir.
Oh, you dear.
Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You'll explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination.
All right.
I only carried 4 passengers that night. I swear it. But,
Well, I, for one, was told that I had to pay 5 pence for the bus.
he fiddled us in the fare, he did. Then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much.
I tell you, I saw Miss McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
Oh, yes. Yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes.
Counsel, make sense of this for me, please. The phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little...
I actually don't know how to pronounce that word. Cozenage? I don't know.
Beppo, explain yourself.
I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster.
He has such anime little eyes for an old man. Cozenage? Okay, gotcha. Cousinage. Eyes. Yeah. Yeah, he does have little cute anime eyes.
The guild's fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare?
It's so cold. The last run of the day is always half empty.
You've been dishonest, coachman.
I'm sorry.
You're a disgrace, Beppo. A disgrace! And your selfish actions have brought dishonor on the entire guild.
If I may, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week.
What?
4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the results come out differently.
That guy's hearing, wait a minute, you're charging 10 on the butt? Hold on. Beppo? Raise that shit to 15.
No, that's figures.
Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please.
So this is actually a really interesting aside. Omnibus drivers overcharging was very common, especially because they barely made money. I believe it. That's interesting.
You've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games.
Absolutely.
Three passengers that night, I swear it, but... Okay, hold it! Press on that.
So, there were only 4 passengers in your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4 pence fare. Is that right?
It's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. I was so cold, all I could do to stop myself passing out.
I'm getting chilblains just listening to you.
It was terrible, so I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus running. Dedicated coachman to serve an extra penny passenger.
You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. If only there had been a 5th passenger on the omnibus that night, then we would have had another suspect.
Okay. I, for one, was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. I don't think there's there's not necessarily a point in pressing that at this point, because he's pretty much admitted it. Middled us in the ferry did. I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. Let's press on that.
So, you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him.
That's what I said, isn't it?
It was bothering me before this was... Just a brief moment. He hesitated before answering the question.
Anyway, there was only the 2 of them inside the carriage, wasn't there? There's been much talk of a 5th passenger, but as yet, 0 evidence.
And what are we wasting all this time for, eh? It's black and white. The man's guilty.
Something about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just jars with me. I wish I could work out what it was. I feel like it might be jumping the gun to bring up the thing here, because I don't know if the statement really matches it, but Ryunosuke is going really hard on, like, there's just something weird about this, so maybe it's time to do that? Let's try it.
Objection!
No. He was misleading me. Then let's actually go and press on his other statement too, just out of curiosity.
Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5 pence instead of 4? Well, I paid 5 pence too, sir.
And I just told you that I did.
A flat fare of 5 pence across the board.
It's not something to be proud of.
The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed. It's gone. Dead and buried.
Excuse me, actually, the Phantom is in Dual Destinies. That's not in this game. But thanks for spoiling the other game for other people who haven't played it yet, you fucking idiot. Sorry, I had to make the joke.
I'd have been happy if it ever existed in the first place.
Fiddles was on the ferry did, and I saw that blood curling side as well. I'm just gonna keep pressing.
This blood-curdling sight. You mean the murder, I presume? Yes, sir.
A loathsome sight. No one should have to witness the horror in the eyes of a man the moment his life is taken.
Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed.
Good gracious! Really?
Oh, yeah, I made it up.
We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it.
But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant. I heard the banker gent next to me take a sharp intake of breath. See, that's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw that horrible blade poking out from his belly, all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating.
Yeah, and then this is also interesting because he says, I think so.
Hold it!
Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you?
Oh, yes, yes, that's right.
You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip.
I suppose I might have, yes. Put the cart before the horse, maybe. What's this? Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats of the roof deck.
Oh, I expect that was me, sir.
Then when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor and the knife was sticking up out of his midriff. That's right, yes. And the fellow holding the handle was the famous man, yes.
So, in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all?
I really thought I did, but when I could go over it again in my head, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of the stabbing, did I?
Aha! What's going on here?
Excuse me!
Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay?
Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. You didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh?
You asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed?
Some days are like that. Okay, let's say no chance.
Well, it is a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight on top of an omnibus, that is.
People! I'm a respectable city banker, I'll have you know. And I knew what I saw. I remember it as clear as a Ballarate. It was a crime scene. I don't mind telling you. Well, thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me, I was getting a little hot on the collar there, my lord. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw. Well, I can do that all right. I'll tell you just how grim it was. Do you think I'd forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after that butcher stabbed the man?
Hands. Plural? I'm gonna press on that real quick, but I feel like that in and of itself is good.
Blood-soaked? Well, perhaps soaked is laying it on a little thick. But anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it.
Oh, you're being very specific right now, aren't you?
And you saw that from the roof, through the skylight?
Well, the skylight's reasonably large, so I had a pretty good view. And there was a lamp on inside the carriage as well, so I'm quite sure of what I saw.
Miss Banker's latest statement. But I feel sure there's something not quite right about it.
When you feel something doesn't add up, Mr. Naruhodo, that's when you should have a good look through the court record.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Not long ago, this trial very nearly came to an end. Somehow we've managed to keep our chances alive here. I can't waste this cross-examination. I have to use it to bring some new facts to light.
If you're not careful when you press these witnesses, the danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful as they did before.
Maybe. We can't let the fear of that happening to stop us from uncovering important new information.
Yes, you're right. You're so right.
I need to pay careful attention here. I don't want to miss even a flicker of a reaction among these witnesses, Jesus.
Remember, if you happen to spot one of the witnesses reacting in a strange way, don't hesitate to pursue them as to the reason.
Okay. So... Yep.
Objection!
About that...
Blood-soaked. Hands?
Well, I admit that soap might be laying it on a little thick, But anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it.
Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar.
God, look at that fucking cunty-ass pose with the katana. Who's he trying to impress in here?
What?
Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question.
Oh, yes, right.
There certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-coloured stain there. But, as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove.
Why are you chewing on it? What are you doing?
In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent.
But, no, that can't be right.
So you're the liar here, then?
Okay.
That's right, you were quite clear about it. You said...
both hands.
Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed. But is that really the truth?
I will.
Objection!
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying.
Peach Tea with the 5. I'd completely forgotten that this is where I got my vocal stim of saying, "Excuse me," in an exaggerated falsetto. That's fun.
Yes, it wasn't both hands, it was only one. But the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused.
Objection!
No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court.
Why? I'm a city baker, for pity's sake! My word should be the gold standard! I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe! Upstanding members of society don't prevaricate!
He's claiming to have no reason to lie. Is that really the case? Mr. Naruhodo, if we had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, could turn the tide in this trial completely.
Something to show that this man had a compelling reason to lie in his testimony.
Yeah, he might actually be Australian because he did say Struth. But as you may know, I'm dog shit at doing an Australian accent, so it always, like, I just haven't practiced it enough. I need to more at some point. I really just need to practice more accents in general. It's one of the areas that I am a little bit lacking in voice acting wise, but I've just never really had many reasons to before this point. But yeah, I mean, I should probably practice it a little bit more. Anyway, something to show this man has a compelling reason to lie in his testimony. Yeah, I can do that.
My lord,
Yes, counsel?
the defense is ready to present evidence.
Jove, are you sure?
He's supposed to be an Englishman who traveled to Australia and picked up the accent. I mean, I guess in that case, it's not necessarily inaccurate to give him a British accent. Because, I mean, presumably he had one at a certain point.
Yes, evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had reason to lie in his testimony.
Very well. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court.
Take that!
This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilded.
Yes, a list of innocent victims, crippled by the accused's extortion.
The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay.
What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No, well, it's very worthy of being called a debt.
According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say?
Well, what of it?
Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case?
These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist.
Cease to exist? Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw, in a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant?
Order! 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 Mr. Bruce Fairplay! Yes, my lord. Let me ask you again, and be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Did you or did you not see the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim?
Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony.
All right! Now let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch? But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on McGilded's hands, both of them.
Objection!
And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained.
So you keep saying.
I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir?
Go ahead, Mr. First.
Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens. Seeing what? The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes, I'm almost sure that it was on both of his hands, not just one. What?
It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all you witnesses. This time, I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear?
Yes.
Mr. Naruhodo, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last.
Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here.
There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters.
I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them.
I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard that scream.
Anyway, the fact remains. There can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we would have all seen. Well, lo and behold. In truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it.
That's really not what testimony is about. Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witness's account. In other words, there's no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case.
Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel.
Yes, my lord.
Whew, okay, I think I need to take a little bit of a break for a second. Like maybe grab some water, go to the bathroom, that kind of thing. Out of curiosity, before I do that, I want to ask, because we're about 2.5 hours in. For those of you who have played this case already, how much, like, percentage-wise, how far length do you think we're into this case? Like, are we halfway? Are we, like, 60%? Are we below halfway? Just out of curiosity. About half? 40? About halfway? 60% maybe? Interesting. Okay. Feels like half. Okay. There'll be a recess that's a good stopping point, I think. Okay. Alrighty. Well then, I guess we'll at least go to the recess and then see how we're feeling at that part. But yeah. Give me just a minute to bathroom stuff. And I will be right back, and then we can try to get to that. Anyway, see you in a minute. Okay. Let's get back to it. Blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. I suppose you could say I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired if that matters. Seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands of blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself. I heard that scream. I'm gonna ask about that, because that's interesting to me. I don't think anybody's... Has anybody mentioned a scream yet?
Hold it!
You didn't see anything.
Oh, yes, sir. That is to say, no, sir, I didn't. Very sorry about what I said before, sir. Very sorry, yes. It was very wrong of me to make up stories and say I saw him stab the man. Wouldn't you agree, sir?
I know what you're insinuating, but I certainly wasn't making up stories.
Still, to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it?
No, sir. I saw nothing at all.
Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no? Oh, please, you didn't even see that.
It was so cold that night, you see. It was all I could do to keep from passing out, sir. Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid. Sorry to say, sir.
It would seem prudent to avoid travel on the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights.
Beppo!
Fact remains, could have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we all would have seen.
Hold it!
And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight on the roof of the omnibus?
That's right. It was fiercely cold that night. The glass wasn't frosted over.
Oh, yes. I remember I was shivering. It was so bitter.
Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place. Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin.
No? Why not?
It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door.
It was locked.
That's right, and it's a public bus service, for pity's sake. That's not what I call fair play.
Yes, I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gent inside just gestured at me to clear off. So I had no choice but to climb up to the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below.
Well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down, I was glaring, long and hard. And that's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else at all in the cabin, I would have noticed.
Unequivocal, I would say. I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight?
Because, okay, here's the thing. I'm actually thinking about that again, too, because is it lockable? Because that doesn't seem right. There doesn't appear to be any kind of lock on the inside, is the thing. Looking at the handle. I wish they would comment on it at all, but yeah, it doesn't appear as though there's any kind of locking mechanism at all. So that does... It's lockable? I mean, okay, I don't see how, but... Anyway. They really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight. I mean... I think everything is kind of a stretch. Like, you'd be able to see those seats well enough. And that is where the stabbing took place. But, I don't know.
mean, it's not like I'll get a penalty for saying either way. I'm just curious, I guess. I have no reason to believe that they wouldn't be able to from those, like, of those seats necessarily, but...
Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight in the floor of the upper deck. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
In that case, there's a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. The back seats wouldn't have been visible. I'm just wondering if anything was happening there, but then again, yeah, it's a good thing to bring up.
What? By golly, really? Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection!
I'm actually kind of surprised we're still going with that. But...
Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. Prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims.
After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh.
Very well, I'll uphold the prosecution's demand. You'll identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting this potential extra passenger could have been situated?
Well, obviously on the side that you can't see.
Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means visible parts of the cabin which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight is as I've drawn here. That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it.
Objection!
It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity.
I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a British court of law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude.
Can you, Mr. Norihado? I honestly don't know who it could have been. Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck?
Yeah, I don't know if we have enough for that one, necessarily. Because, like, of all the people we know... Yeah. I don't know about that one. Because I feel like, obviously, if it was, you know, the guy, if it was fair play, then First would have already known that he wasn't on the roof. And I don't think they would have any reason necessarily to collaborate on this. But then again, did any of them see the driver after that? Or, well, no. I don't know that it's, wouldn't think that it's Beppo either, though. Though, that being said, I mean, okay. That being said, we're just saying who was sitting in the seat, right? We're not necessarily saying that the person in the seat is the person that... Well, no, because... I was gonna say we're not saying that the person sitting in the seat is the person who did it, and then I could just say that actually McGilded was sitting across from him rather than next to him, but I don't know that that actually says much of anything. He could have just leaned across. There was Herlock Sholmes all along. Yeah, he just randomly appears. Oh yeah, sorry. My bad. It would mean the witness didn't see him stabbing the victim. That is true. That is true. Yeah, I'm unsure, but I'll see. I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name.
You're a fool. Her response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. A toast to hard lessons not yet learned.
Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat.
This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor.
On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was...
Okay. Let's see? Question mark?
Take that!
Was I right?
The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Oh shit! I was right!
Mr. McGilded?
What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant!
Oh, I'm smart sometimes.
Objection!
If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hollowed chalice, do forgive the discourtesy.
Lord Van Zeeks.
People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. What are you trying to say? Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand.
Ooh, the you, it's really coming out now. I mean, not that you were being subtle about it before, but ooh, you're getting on that super racism now.
The bloody scene unfolded. The victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. It's the very premise on which this case is built.
Objection!
But that premise may be wrong.
What?
If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way.
What inconsistency, counsel?
The defendant's gloves, my lord.
Oh, yeah.
Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claim that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
Objection!
The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance.
Yes, their testimony remains unchanged.
Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. There was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands, both of them.
Objection!
And who was this third party?
Obviously, the true culprit.
extraordinary! Order! 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 What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
Defense's postulation is just that, nothing more than conjecture. Witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
Objection!
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces.
Yes. Tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though.
Yes, that's right. Those gents were most certainly hatted. The hatters do tend to notice such things, sir.
And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First?
I'm afraid I don't remember. And you call yourself a hatter?
His style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin. How can you be so sure? Because if there had been, the accused Mr. McGilded would undoubtedly would have offered to depose the fact. Unless, that is, you're proposing an even more preposterous explanation. The accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he'd traveled.
Well, he did say that he did, but well, hold on there. He did say that he was asleep.
He's right. There was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. It's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it.
Order! There's clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel? Prosecution objects, my lord. On what grounds? As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police.
But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely?
Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion?
My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify? Not.
I think, honestly, at this point, we're kind of at an impasse if we don't.
Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand.
In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury.
Yes. I need a little time to consider this.
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say.
Get the man out here, I say. It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony.
When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild.
Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say? Oh yes, that would be lovely.
As if you weren't calling for his head on a platter like 5 minutes ago.
Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Very well. The court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once.
Maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear.
Let proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day? Have you been on Twitter this evening?
Oh, no. No. To be sure I have, my lord.
There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police?
Begad, no! 'Tis not in my nature to hide anything at all.
Just answer the questions, please.
The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell yous, or keep me mouth shut? Tell us what, Mr. McGilded?
fine fella representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. It's true? Aye. 'Twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened.
You what?
No, Magnus McGill. That convenient excuse can't save you now.
I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Which was? Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not in any way involved, you see. What?
Wait, a child? No, are we talking like, oh my god, a wee one? A small child? Shit. We've got, I don't know how we can work with that.
If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. And who was this young child of whom you speak?
In a way, this is also a little bit analogous to the third case of the first game, too. Just in a much looser way. But if you'll recall, partway through case 3 of Ace Attorney 1, we had this whole thing of like, oh, there could have been somebody else there, you know, somebody else that was on the premises, there was another picture taken, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, oh, it was Cody Hackins. He's like a 10-year-old. I wonder if that was deliberate.
That I don't know. You don't know? Aye, well, wee ting just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. Prosecution calls for the witnesses' statements to be disregarded by the court.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. The urchin isn't here in the courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings.
What? What the fuck? Huh? Wait, what the fuck just happened? What? Smoke? There's a fire. Look, somebody's trying to get away. After them. It's no use. I can't see anything through their smoke. What is going on? Be careful, Mr. Narherder. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
What the fuck is happening?
We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that for the time being at least, the trial was suspended.
What the fuck? That's such a crazy point to leave it off on! Oh, man. Man. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. We have to... We can't... Yeah, it's possible for you to finish, but it's not going to be like 30 minutes or so. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do that. I think we are just going to go back to the title, unfortunately. Yeah, I already saved, so it's fine. But that being said, here's how I'll put it. Here's I'll give you a little consolation. If this is an if, not a guarantee, but if the next stream, like if that part of the case turns out to be very short, and it's just like, you know, we just haven't filled a stream's worth, then we could start the next one and the next one. I'm not guaranteeing that will happen, but I, like, you know, if it just turns out to be a really short rest of the case, then we, you know, that's, sure, we can do that. Anyway, that being said, Really interesting case so far. I am quite liking this one. Obviously, you know, I could do without quite as much of the racism. I know that it's like period accurate and all that, and I understand that it's, you know, from characters who suck. I just really would have appreciated not a slur. I would have just appreciated not having to see a slur, but, you know, other than that, anyway, that being said, I do think that this was a really solid first half of the case. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. And, yeah. Hold on just a second. So, I'm trying to see what the date will be whenever we pick back up. Okay, yeah, so that'll be on the 3rd. Okay. Because here's the thing. There's... Not next week, but the week after, there's not going to be a Tuesday stream because that Tuesday is the 7th of April. And from the 6th to the 8th, I am going to be out. I'm going on a trip for a friend's birthday, so I won't be able to be here for that. But yeah, just giving you the heads up on that. So yeah, we'll be good for next Friday. No problem though. And the Friday after that because I should be back before then. So... Well, in any case. Well, I should be back before. Yeah, I should be back before then. Okay. Anyway. That being said, I'm going to pull up art now. Thank you for your patience. Oh yeah, I guess we can just switch to the chatting screen. Why did that lag like hell? God damn. But yeah, give me just a second. Got that. Got that. That. Okay, let's go over to the Discord real quick to make sure if there's anything in there. There's not. Okay. So then that should be everything. Alrighty. So let's go to the fan art window. Alright, so first of all, we have a couple things submitted by Karia Hiyori on Blue Sky. Aw, hell no, who let Taiga become a defense attorney and her first case is against Beato? No, we're fucked, bro. And 80 is the judge. That would be fucking horrifying. The worst matchup of all time / best matchup of all time. You love to see it. And then also in the same post.
Look at my fucking lawyer, dog. I'm going to jail, bruh.
Ilya. I would definitely pay to see this case. Absolutely. Are you kidding? Oh my god. It would be not well handled at all, but it would be great. Next up, we have some stuff submitted by I Am in Debt on Tumblr. I'm really enjoying TGAA so far. I think Cosmo Sholmes might be my favorite character so far. Dead wife flashbacks king, and world's most endearing freak, my beloved. We got some Cosmos here. You're fucked, partner. I'm dead. I love the idea of him like in the clouds, like staring at like down at Ryunosuke, like doing just the wink thumbs up. I'm dead. It's like, thank you, Cosmo. Wouldn't have known unless you reminded me. Oh, Jesus. And then we got a little Susato as well. She's so scrunkly. And then, last but not least, we have this Mia's Sholmes.
That's so cute. I really love this, actually. I love this design. This actually kind of fucks. I'm not gonna lie. I really like that. Damn. That's so cute. I made this before, but I forgot to post it. Yeah, I love this. This is really good. I like this one a lot. I would love to see more of that design. Holy shit. Man. Also, yeah, the sleeping in the closet edit. It's so fun. No, I love that. Thank you. Let's look back through everything one more time. Yeah, this is great. Thank you, everybody, for your submissions. Very cool. Well, that's another week of Great Ace Attorney done and dusted. I'm really enjoying this game a lot so far. I'm actually, like, now that we're really kind of getting into the rhythm of it, and now that we've gotten, I assume, like, our main court setting, there's something kind of cozy about it to me. You know what I mean? There's just something, just nice and relaxing. Haven't had that feeling with a game in a while. And I enjoy that. I enjoy when a game can get me in that mood. So, yeah. I look forward to getting to the second half of this case with all of you next Friday. That'll be on the 3rd of April. But make sure to drop back here for the 31st of March, because next Tuesday we are going to be doing a stream of Half-Life 1. That is what I decided that we're going to be doing on Tuesday next week. So please make sure to join me for that. That's going to be a blast, I'm sure. So until then, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.